There are things we can do. We bring it good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us care and the parents of them. The work of my life without care.
A lyrical health.
Master.
Cleverly so make you again Sktv menu. Say my journey, tina get as say my yamu. And yes I know money, emu aye yo. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I forget it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
There are things we can do. We bring it good news and we give it to you. We talk it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grand Baza, Nima to Lufa. From River Sass, River G to Chide. From Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Monserrat, Sanu to Bakwalu. From Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
I
Well, indeed, what a way to go, folks. A pleasant good evening. Welcome to the Saturday edition of the SKTV show. For a matter of fact, today is Saturday, the 18th of October. Yes, let's share the show. Those of you who just joining, indeed, let's share the show. If you just joining us, we're going to be here up to 8 o'clock on tonight, but let's share the show. The rest of the team will be here with us. I'm sharing the link around so that our team of panelists will join us here on this beautiful Saturday evening. I don't know, it's sunny, right? Yes. From our end here in Peaceville, it's sunny. That means the weather is good. There's no rainfall. I don't know about you. So we don't want to just conclude to say that the weather is good all over, because maybe from your end, the weather maybe may not be too good. But anyway, folks, good evening. Share the show. So many things to talk about that you already start to watch, or those of you who are watching, or those of you who are also listening, will listen to some of the activities on today. Yes, Steve will be here with us very soon. Mark will be here with us, and Mr. Kane, and if possible, Buddha. But Ali Sherry will also be here with us. So let me bring you back this video, Ali, so that
So the guy wants to present their sacramentary to the former president.
So many activities. For matter of fact, there are so many videos that we have in our possessions. So many trending national issues, the audit report. But today, I think all of our attention today will be about the groundbreaking of the former ruling party, the CDC. So yeah, let's share the show, people. As you can hear, some of you hearing in the background that, yeah, we will tell you all of the activities, all of the background of the play-by-play. When we're in sports. Those of you who love, or in fact, who love sports, we hear all of the commentaries, the play-by-play descriptions of all of the happening. We'll bring in everything. We'll tell you some of our observations. Even you too will give you the opportunity so that you too can also tell us your own observations about the happening from the groundbreaking of the former ruling party or the CDC. Those of you who are members of the CDC want to say, well, that's it. It's good for me. Let me be frank. And you know, Steve joined me either yesterday or day before yesterday. He said something. I don't know how many of you really record that. There were some of you, oh, neighbor, you the other party. Oh, no. I respect all political parties. Even if United Party will be breaking ground on tomorrow, we'll do the same thing. But when you get into a position, then we hold you accountable. There where people have issues with us, that we are partisan. Oh, you this and that. Oh, look, this network, I joined this network 2000, or in fact 2022. Any check. I joined the network, the Sktv 2022 any. So tell me who are in power 2022 any up to 2023 up to 2024. But people insult us, accuse us. There's anything they want to say about us. But one thing I like is that for some of us, we love Liberia and we think Liberia and we will build Liberia. You can say whatever thing you want to say. It's up to you. Accuse us of political parties associated with political parties. It's up to you. Because for you, all you see out there is political party, not Liberia. So you're looking for people of your kind. You're looking for people who will fit in your activities or your situations, or people who will die in one with you. So you'll be commenting on our post, attacking us. Me, if I want to be political party, I'm scared of some of you. I'm not fake. The first thing in this life is love. So if I'm part of political party, any political party that I'll be part of, in fact, the people will even love me more, because why? I will show more love than hatred. Because so let me ask some of you today, what you really want? It's not about people's life being improved. What you want? Oh, so you want other people to live in poverty. Then you and your children, your unborn children, to live in harmony, to steal from the people. Is that what you want? No. For some of us, no. Is that what we want? We want every human on this earth to enjoy. We want every human on this earth to celebrate, whether you are educated or you are not educated. As long as you are born Liberian, you should be given the right. So, good. My young man, I don't know what they call it, coffee. I don't know whether you woman or you man. Maybe you just join the other conversation. Maybe if you don't understand what I'm saying, you don't have a comment. So just remain mute and just pass until you understand what I'm saying. Some of you are the kind of people who cause fanatic confusions. You look for problem for leaders. The people will go out there and campaign and vote for their leaders. But some of you are the kind of reason today why leaders fail. You come here, you can't comment without understanding. You don't even know what I'm saying, but all you want is you just want to have a comment. That's all you want. No, I don't know how to make it to understand my dear brother. Whether you man or you woman, it's up to you. I'm saying the way we do politics in this country is bad. Allow people to freely associate or to freely disassociate. If these people, like some of you who voted for your leaders, if your leaders are in the wrong, allow us in the media to hold them accountable. But when we do, people like you will come and say, oh, yes, Make one another person. That's what you do. That's what I'm saying. Maybe you're not still understanding me. But what I'm saying, people accuse us of CMC, CDC, OOC, ANC, all of the C. But again, people, we're back. Let's move. Let's start the show. Let me see. The team will be here. I'm still waiting for the team, but today is Saturday. Thanks to all of you for joining us. Those of you who just joined, let me say a pleasant good evening to all of you. And I'm grateful to all of you for always following this broadcast. But for me, all I can say is that even for CDC today, to have the kind of crowd. Look, if our United Party partisan or supporters, no need for me to even talk anymore. Because failure of political parties or leaders that will give birth to other people to even stand up and think that they can remove you. By the way, it's good. It's good. Let me see. I have to bring some of the highlights. Yeah, please play some of the videos from all of the activity, but be careful. Those of you who are supporting politicians, be careful. I'm saying this to all of us today as people. Today, you got to be careful. Who you insult, who you go against, who you think that maybe they are not in your side, or maybe your side, or they're not supporting you. So you want to, so maybe you think that the best way is for you to insult them. No, because these leaders or these politicians, look, today, look, I saw some politicians today to the party headquarters or to the groundbreaking of the CDC new party headquarters. I was shocked. But anyway, that move, man. Yeah, it's interesting though. Look, yeah, I come. Let me find some of the happening. Okay, good. Visual Monk already entering in the studio. So let me bring Monk on. Yeah, Monk. Good evening, my dear brother. Let's have everything. Well, good. So the Monk says setting up, but it's not easy to all of us as people. The politicians, if not, I will just give my own ratio, unconfirmed, and it is not factual or facts. But I will tell you that 98%, more coming, 98% of our politicians, they are fake. For me, though, I'm not saying you should give your own ratio you want to give, it's up to you. But in this country of ours, where me, Mabel, I live, and my eyes open, now, up to now, 98% of our politicians, they are fake. But go ahead, my brother.
Well, another day to be here on Sktv. Today is Saturday, right? The 18th of October. We are almost at the end of the year. I'm just here monitoring some political events from yesterday. Some of the talking points we had from the GSC audit report, the 11 count from the former Director General of the Liberia National Institute of Public Health, and so much. And the groundbreaking of the CDC proposed a newly headquarters. So we just following activities. For me, I'm not looking at only the activity, I'm looking at the method. I always follow the method behind the madness. The reason people do things, I'm looking at the intent. I don't follow action because action can be very deceiving. It makes you to ask a lot of questions. When you get an intent, like I said, you can predict the future of a country by looking at what is happening in the present and in every aspect of life. The work that you do, the seeds that you plant for the future, and that's just where it is. Whether it's your personal life, whether it's business, whether it's politics, you are able to see a couple or series of actions that can give you a clear picture as to what Liberia will be 20, 30 years from now, and you can see it clearly. So, but we'll get into the nitty-gritty of the discussion. I would just give you a rundown of things that I've been observing. So
yes, Mark, Mark, you are quite correct, because that's the society that we live in, and that's the kind of country that we find ourselves in. Thank God that all of us, our eyes are well, someone will say wide open, and we will predict, we will talk, we all will see other the things because someone, for example, say Gwangwanu, who don't even understand that the rescue government that came to power was not only the Unity Party, but was based on a lot of people who claim that they need change. So because of that, they have to vote the previous government headed by former President George Weah out just because they want better Liberia. But today, all glory and everything have been shift or been given to the Unity Party. Well, that's a society. But again, Steve is here already with us. Steve, Bode, or Moses, and their brother, good evening.
Yeah, Milborn, Monk, good evening to you guys. Folks, let's share the show. I listened to Monk's expose about the things that indeed is predictable, where the nation, the future of the nation is and where we go. Should we continue to circle ourselves around these two criminals, party and leaders, both George Weah and Joseph Boakai?
I would prefer getting.
They have proven that they're inept, incompetent, and criminally minded. They are criminals based on the stealings, the corruption, and everything. So I like the point Monk made about being able to predict the future of the country. These are some of the index. These are some of the things that we use for predictability. And hey, like I said the other time, and I will stand by it. If you choose to elect George Weah and CDC back and bring them to lead the country, let me say one thing that will not. Let me say a couple of things that will not happen to me. My paycheck will not be reduced. I will pay my bill. My children will be taken care of. Whether I'm alive or I'm dead, I will still keep the same job if I want. If I want to switch job, I will be able. By the grace of God, I will still be living in the United States. I will wake up in the morning and decide what I want to eat. What I want to eat, cold rest. I want to eat egg. I want to eat bread. Melbourne, I think you've been a witness of that. A couple of times when I call you in the morning, I deliberately show you the tea and the bread myself face because I can cook. Those things will not change. But guess what will happen? You will suffer. Your children will suffer. Oh, yes. And while your children are suffering and you are suffering and your own future, you're looking older than your age, I will come right on the same social media, right on the Facebook and rub it in your faces and remind you that you made useless decisions and you get useless outcomes. Or if anybody think I'm here to beg them to support a person or support another person, you're wasting your time. I would never beg you to support anybody. Never, ever. I will support your decision. Anybody you choose to support, to vote for, I will support it. I will. If you are addicted to criminals, sufferings, liars, thieves, rogues, like George Weah and Joseph Boakai, continue. They will not stop you from calling them criminals and thieves and rogues and liars. No, it will not. Oh, you think because George Weah is not the ruling party today, so that means George Weah is not rogue or George Weah is not criminal? You really think so? I will not say it. You really think I will not call George Weah or I will not call Unity Party up? You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. But the show will be out there, folks. Let's share the show. No jacking. You already know we are back. Today is Saturday. Yeah, I can show. Yeah, that's what I can do. I can come breakfast. I come
the chairman, man.
It's something you need to take a picture of it. I talk about healthy and rich.
I will do that. No, man.
I can show you when I'm facing my tea and bread. I can show you. Maybe when I call me, when I talk about the time, show you. And the reason why I can show you is because when you elect serious-minded people and good leaders, what happens? Yeah. Okay, Tama, I will lead your way as more. I promise you, bro.
So
let's share it, folks.
So let me add up to my chairman. Let me be frank. That's why, in fact, I'm happy. I said that from the beginning of the show that thank God that Steve, you understand me. In fact, forever so long that whenever I come here, I don't come here. Look, I don't waste my time on any politicians. The men that own the station, the men are politicians. You think, well, if I come here, well, I can come with introduction on the Musa Assembly, closing on the Musa Assembly? No, because I don't want you out there to feel that we want to sell candidate to you, that tomorrow, if things go well, you will come back to us and want to say anything to us. No. So it's up to you to choose which one that you think is better for you. That's why if you follow the CMC, Mr. Bede will tell you that we're doing the work. It's up to you to vote for us or not. It's up to you. So still just nail it. When we come here, even on the internet, I see some of you insulting us, you're attacking us, because go into city chat rooms, go into all the city activities, you don't see some of us there, but you say insulting us. Anyway, that's life. Just because you want us to pressing to your government that is failing and not making nothing good for our people, not doing anything to better the livelihood of our people. You want us to come here and praise the government. If we don't do, that means we are for political parties. It's good for you. Steve, go ahead, Chairman.
Steve, I think you said something very profound in your opening statement. Is the profound statement, I would guess maybe it's a first, not even a full statement. This idea that we'll come on SKTV to come and pick a side. No, I know people here, some people got their own political or how they call it, their affiliation or their political leaning or whatever you want to call it. But the idea that we come on SKTV to think that we're coming to tell you, oh, vote for Tewan Konglo or vote for Cummings or vote for Clarence Maluba or Joria, you get it wrong. That's not our job. We can only make the case. You will be the one to decide. It's up to you. We are not here to come and pick a side. Yeah, I know. Maybe you can say Sekou got a side. That's Sekou. That's individual. The thing is, we engage in something we call diversity of thought on SKTV. We all got different style and different way of analyze things. So just because Sekou will say, oh, I'm with the CNC or the CMC, it doesn't necessarily mean that how Steve is going to react. That doesn't define my own political ideology, how to pick leaders in Liberia. So everything that SKTV as an entity or the people that on the panel, we will say, oh, go and vote CDC, go and vote Unity Party, then I think you'll be here for the longest because you will never hear it from me. I can only make the case. I can only see potential in certain leader. I can see their characteristics and some of the screams that they bring to the table in terms of politics. And I can say, okay, these particular conditions will will make the country better. But if you think I'm going to tell you, say, go vote for how they call it, either Gonglo or Tewan Gonglo or Chowia, then you will be here for eternity and you will never hear that from me either. So I just try to reinforce that point as well.
Well, folks, let's share the show. As always, the Liberian people are the most important people on earth. The Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. We want to say thank you to them for following us. I see somebody say we should stop, that we supported Joseph Boaga or whatever it is. Nathan Blair, you don't know me. You just following the show, man. You don't know me, so I don't waste your time. You don't know us on the show. If anybody here that what got in the Liberian politics, like Unity Party people and CDC, because we the one can dirty both of them. We the one that can call the leader them criminals. We the one we can't worry about. But we the one that call them now. When I do because you say, Joe, we are coming back, so that means you're not criminal. You really see what for you. You really see what. Joe, we are a silver man. Yeah, you ready? So that among said to tell you that the country has nowhere it is going. You ain't ready yet. You ain't ready yet. Is that a woman who keeps going back to the man who physically abused her, financially, emotionally, everything, making excuses to go back to him, oh, the material part. Oh, you know what? That the only man I really know, whatever it is, the only man you really know. Go there. After you now spend 40 years, then you owe. And nothing good now in you again. Then you see somebody on a song who not come to pass it around. Then you want to make your life, your miserable life where you brought from somewhere a priority. Everything should surround you. When you say that, when you should sit down. When you say that, when you say that, you ain't ready yet. But folks, let's share the show. We're coming get into the before we get into the politics. Melbourne, anything social? What do you cut your heart socially?
Well, I think nothing much apart from our discussion on yesterday. Nothing much because there was a lot of things maybe that people didn't understand, especially when it comes to the issue of the our women because there are a lot of things that we said yesterday about women, their behavior. So when we come here, people think that we want to batch our women. So they don't understand that we want to educate our women. It's also in the Bible that the older woman should be able to educate the younger woman. So good, Steve. So to you and Mark, I want to ask the two of you today on this older women educating the younger women. Look, so the question is, are we really experiencing these things? Or in fact, everybody just dancing because the older women, even nowadays, there's no way they can isolate or differentiate between the older women and the younger one. So I think that's the only maybe questions that I want to ask the two of you between the older woman and the younger one, because the Bible said the older woman should be able to educate the younger one on how to love their husbands and their children. But we're not seeing these things. So what's the difference, or what's going on?
You want me to go first, Steve?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, for me, I take people now by the character. I don't go by the blanket assessment of just because you are older, make it a bit better. Even fools can grow older as well. I don't buy into that idea. I know you can have more experience. The older you become, the longer you stay on this planet, the more information you gather. But experience also is a double-edged sword. It could be positive, it could be negative. You could be a good person and you can accumulate a lot of experiences. You could be a bad person, and based on the length of time you've been engaging in a lot of illegal activity or unproductive activity, it also make you experience. You are only experienced for the wrong reason. So I think it's getting confusing now. We're seeing a bunch of older women, 40s, late 40s, early 50s. They are into more performance art now on Facebook, or maybe as equally as compared to the young people. So at this stage, maybe the individual, I will look at them from an individual level. They want to carry themselves in a positive way. So I'm not only looking at the age factor or the generational factor. I'm not using that blanket assessment. It's all about the individual, because the last time I checked on Facebook, some of the so-called drama queens were all people in their 50s. So how can I differentiate a young woman in her mid-20s compared to someone that is in their 50s? The only thing is, I would say, from a proportional standpoint, I would say the younger people have a slightly bigger edge than the older one, but the older one are getting engaged, and it's becoming like an ongoing thing that as the days go by, their participation increases as well. So I don't know how to call the shot on that one. It's changing now. It's not only about age.
Well, Mom in Melbourne, most of the older women are looking for men now. They're not serious. They're not looking for example. They're looking for love. Can you imagine? You're 50-year-old, 60-year-old, still passing around the baby shower and taking number and giving number. You see where man over. And you know why that's the case? Because that's how they live their life. They live their life loosely. When they were younger, they had strength. They thought they were too far. You know, see the one that can pass around and say they're too beautiful. And they can't take nonsense from no man. You don't see that? You don't see all they can't take nonsense from no man. You don't see that? Can't look for them, you see that. They don't want to stay going to the club. They don't want to stay misbehaving on Facebook. They want to can't take nonsense from no man. Check as in your community. Or they want to can't take nonsense from men. Check, look around, you see them. They don't want to stay giving us a trying to sleep with the children who they can born. They don't want to stay passing around. Children who they can born 2-3 times and they want to get number where they say, oh, brother, don't waste your time. You can't give anybody, the older women, they can live by example or anything, because they just say the whole life is destroyed. The whole life is destroyed. Can you imagine woman hustling? You rest you ever choose. So be your old age and be hustling. But because the way you lay your bed down now, the way you lay your bed, how you can sleep inside. So that why getting there hard time. That why getting there hard time, my brother. That old man is going to be 50 years when passing around on Facebook and still talking about doing fake photo shoot. You see where man is old man? And you get all your breast showing outside, your butt showing outside. You should be a serious man woman. And you 50 years old. You still doing birthday shoot. They tell you the old man is that I don't know what's going on. They still showing cleavage and all the other crap. Then they still misbehaving in public. They don't want that. The woman is going to be collecting the pound later than too from the baby shower there. They don't want to stay there from the start of the baby shower to the end of the baby shower. You saw me see what man Oman and be behaving like that. So my brother lead that story about Oman and fasting, Oman and whatever it is, man. That woman and buying and giving advice and doing it when you know woman ain't got no advice and give to nobody. Leave that story. The woman and hustling, they're battling their daughters. They're fighting with their own small children for men being on men level. So nothing going on, my brother. Leave that story. If you're looking for a woman to get your advice, go find out the Lagos shop. Woman's will be in the Lagos shop and getting your advice. Woman ain't going to club and get your advice. Woman ain't cutting their hair and spraying it. Woman, you call your hair, you spray it. You see what man, woman. I'm not telling you, Sarah. You, but you spray your hair. There is something wrong with your brain. Then we'll talk about your advice. Then we go against women. You do what you know. So, my brother, I'm not hoping that any woman will advise anybody, or any woman will advise anybody, will get any kind of good advice. That's not my hope. I don't see it in this time, in this generation. I don't see it. Maybe they get one or two of them, but it's so small in number that you can't even pinpoint it. You can't even pinpoint it. So, my brother, that ain't it. So if you're looking for woman who can so get it, you don't get it advice or whatever it is. The woman then discombobulated, they don't get it discombobulated. So for the most part, we have a losing future for most of the young women. So that ain't that, my brother. Leave that woman story, man. Leave that woman story. Let's not waste our time with woman story. The woman ain't got no over. Forget that thing, brother. Yeah, you get woman change, you'll take a husband from you, she'll take a boyfriend from you. Leave that thing. Nobody's stupid here. That they want to know this, but we can talk about it. Or we can get a direct corner. The woman is a hustling, brother. Leave that thing. So that ain't that.
Well, thank you, Chairman, and Father. Let me say thanks to you and Mark. I think that's it. But because I think the reason why some of the things are happening is just because the religious people, I think they are the problem, because they are not educating, and they are not explaining, and they are not teaching. Because if they were teaching and educating or talking about these things, then by this time, then I think we're not going to go the way we are going today, where there are so many tensions, so many disrespects, so many situations in homes back to back. Even if you check the record here in Liberia, when it comes to the issue of divorce, you will notice that most of the divorce cases have been done by our sisters from the Christian background. Women. Almost 90% of the divorce cases have been done by women from the Christian background. It's bad, but anyway, maybe on Monday or maybe another time we will chip in on that. But it's bad because there's no education, no information, no teaching. So that's why I think these things are happening. Okay, Chairman.
But Melbourne, the fabric of the country is broken. Even the tradition or the cultural people has been destroyed by corruption, by politics, nepotism, ineptitude, and so forth. Can you imagine our reading the other time the guy who you're talking about in the Makante? The Zoe people in our country could not even kill the problem that guy was having. They had to send him to Guinea. That is to tell you how much we got a bunch of useless people running around calling themselves Zoe. When you talk, they get this. But what kind of country that useless? You can't count on the Christian people, you can't count on the Zoe people. So what is going on now? You can't count on the politicians. So what is going on? You can't count on the religious people. So if you were sitting here talking about, you know, the religious community and the other one, your pastor don't even know what's going on. You get a pastor who say God call him. He got no insight, no idea, has no fundamental understanding of the Bible that he even reads. He only said on Saturday night someone get drunk before they come to the church. They get drunk, they drink, and they say they read scripture, they come to the church and talk a bunch of foolishness that don't even apply, indirectly begging for money. And you tell me, say these are religious people that's going to change your life? You really see about you? So fundamentally, you have to have some kind of knowledge and understanding, some kind of principles and value that you ascribe to be able to move forward. But in our country, no morals, no value. The president is an immoral man. The president who's the odious president we ever had, for record's sake. The man is a liar internationally and locally. The man will say they're lie. All the small corruption they need involved with it. And then you tell me, say anything will be moral in that country. You say the older people will be able to, what will be able to teach people now? You go to the church, the older people who supposed to be the deacons and other things are supposed to hold the pastors and other things accountable, make sure things are they don't want involved with all kind of funny things there. Some of them that means are even in molesting little children and other things, and they're talking behind the horse. There's so people got to collect money from you, the fool you that will do your most of them don't get the promise and I will get them man. They will marry. They year coming in, they're not married yet. There's so people that lie to them. Some of the mother in the church been praying for them that they will get men, they will marry or whatever. They'll get us still passing around single, sleeping with different men. So what do you so say now? What kind of country we got? When you talk it, they get vexed. But some of us we don't relent. We say as we see it, and we continue to say the truth. We will not stop saying the truth. And you can rest assured, I'm not changing my tune. I'm not changing how I say it. I will say it rolling. If the president is a liar, I'll say he's a liar. If the president can steal, I will say he's a rogue. So I mean, don't waste your time with any kind of noise or hope that the church or whatever. We're gonna stand up the church in Labrador and say, you show me the church in Labrador. We're gonna stand up and say, the leaders are compromised. They're in the pockets of politicians. The church is quiet on everything that has to do with humanity. People are hurt. The church said nothing. Children are violated or whatever, abused. The church, nothing. Everybody silent. Everybody playing safe because they don't want to offend the politicians, so they can get a small cut. You get pastor, they get imam on board. You get an imam setting on board. The imam, the chief imam, in Liberia, imam crying. He's setting on board. And you say he's all tossing in Syria? I mean, let's get serious, man. Let me tell you something, the foundation is broken. The whole country is upside down. Nothing going on. So that's it.
Why are you going to the religion? About the chiefs and elders, the Zos, the people who are supposed to be the traditional chiefs. Yeah, you saw how they perform or how they behave in recent times. So, like you said, every structure of the country is broken. The country is directionless. It's confused. Nowhere to look for guardians, whether it's older folks, whether they are spiritual leaders, whether they are religious chiefs, or chiefs and elders, and so even up to the president. The entire country is totally discombobulated, as Steve will always say. So you don't have a green light. You don't know where to turn for guidance. Even when you want to compare, even when it comes to decision making, look at the people that live overseas. The one that travel, that live in advanced country, America, Great Britain, Canada, Australia. Just watch, look at their activities and how they even think when it comes to the governance structure in Liberia or the kind of a leadership that they want to see in that country. So, like I said, it's a generational thing. It's been happening for the past 25, 30 years, I can say, and there is no end in sight. At a certain point in time, the average person will just accept the fact that days are fate and nothing is going to change except by some miraculous intervention, which will almost never happen because God himself hates stupid people. He said, when the people lack knowledge, they perish. So we even say God himself that we can be praying to. He hates stupid decisions. He will punish you for stupid decisions. So if in the Bible, and they can read it, for the lack of knowledge, people perish. It's written in the Bible. It's just a short interpretation for saying, if you are stupid, you will die, and I will not protect you. That's just what it means. So that's what we are.
So to the scripture, those of you maybe who are following us, maybe you are a bit confused and you don't understand this thing where it's in the Bible. Check for Titus 2 verse 3 to 5. You will understand that what we are saying here is true, that the Bible talk about the aged woman, that means the older woman. It talk about aged woman, likewise, that they be in a behavior as becoming holiness, not false accuser, not giving to much wine, teacher of good things. Verse 4, or our reading for 3, verse 4 talk about that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children. Again, my brother, that movie, it's not easy. Anyway,
wait, that part of the scripture where he said to be sober. From what I don't know how true is it, but from what I've been hearing, up to 90 to 95% of your young women in Labrador are alcoholic. They can drink more than a minute.
Okay.
Can you imagine an entire nation where you get women are drunks? Women are drunks. They are alcoholic. Almost all the young getting in Labrador now can drink liquor. Almost all the young getting in Labrador can drink. For them, that's life. And then you pass it away. Where are you going? Where you going?
They'll go to church tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday. They'll go to church, but they'll not read the scripture. They will not read this Bible.
I mean, your pastor said can call Shari talking about it longer. Your pastor said you get John. What you talking? Your pastor can get chat when you go to the church. What you talking? What you want to tell? See that story, brother. Can you imagine? An entire nation, you get there. Women, they can drink more in a minute.
Oh yeah.
And I saw someone I think pop on my Facebook page these few days. I know sending bar. You got a sending bar, whatever.
Sending bar, we have private bar, we have all of the bars.
But man, I saw women gather together, all the ladies, all of them I saw in that video. Everybody get liquor in their hand. What kind of country with no future, no insight, no seriousness, no insight? Almost all the women are alcoholic. So you think when you born children now, you alcoholic, someone that can be pregnant, stay with you, and a part of drinking, you think when you're born children, you born an alcoholic? You get a bunch of baby alcoholic and passing around the country. So the alcoholic you're born. So you think that joke? Be drinking, and you think when you born your child, no wonder why your children can be 6, 7, they leg up battle, they can leave. They start taking it and start sipping on it too.
That's why, Steve, that's why these politicians, they think that our people are not serious. Let me tell you.
No, they're not serious.
From that point, the politicians themselves, they notice they don't know body people. The only thing I can do for them is to get on the little team, let them eat and drink. And forget about our sorrow. So
no, you always using wrong English. You say the politician think our opponents, but the politician know our people are not serious. Don't say they think.
Yeah. They know.
Correct. Go ahead, Mark.
No, I get want to correct you in that part. When you say they think, then we mean that's a possibility or probability. They know our people are not serious. That's why they act the way how they act. So I just wanted to bring it to your point.
Look, mais bon. Là pour jouer ça, hein? Là pour jouer ça. This is not a hate message. This is against no one. But let's just think like human beings. Let's not think that we left our thought process, our ability to think, process information, and so forth. Let's not think about it. Let's think about this one way for a second. Milbo, how in the world group of people get together to celebrate a party headquarters at an opening? How? Which one of the people can do that? I haven't seen that before. Which one of the people can do that?
Nowhere in the world, only in Liberia.
I've never seen it or heard it. You gather together to celebrate.
And guess what, Steve? From what you just stated, right? The opposition is doing it, or the CDC. Now the ruling party, they are saying that December 6th, they will do the same thing.
I come into them. This is to tell you, this is to tell you, even the opposition members that went there to celebrate it.
Yep.
I left the business schedule. They're to tell you that the opposition, the people who went there, they got no plan for the country. They're visionless. Let me tell you something, Mabel. Let me say this. When you will do something serious or something good, you start to implement plans, you start to put up plans, strategy, and so forth. We can see it. But when you are being useless, and the kind of thing where you can settle for.
I don't want to say you the chairman. The question
to even make it worse, you expect the ruling party to say, okay, let's rise above this fray. Let's keep the country on a trajectory that we can. No wonder why Joe we are called in, I know Chatterlands or whatever he called in today. Buccaneers and what other people for the again?
I think Alvin we said right, the Charlatans, and I know how you call them.
The Charlatan, I don't know, and the multi-bands. Yeah, the
multi-bands. And so, look, you would think that the government would say, you know what, B? They will focus on our plan, on our rescue agenda, or whatever it is. But they are telling you, they come and do homecoming. Where you going? Before you do homecoming.
These are the simple. I tell you that something has changed in the country, right? I'm making the case that a lot has changed, right?
So a CDC had not done this thing. That means you never have plans or even do homecoming. You're copying. Basically, you're copying them whether you like it or not. They say tell you got no plans. That's why I said from day one, those of you who supported the rescue train, I told you train is the stupidest transportation method human being created. It has two heads. It can go in front and come behind. It got no sense of direction. Sometimes you think you're going forward, but then you're going behind. Sometimes you think you're going behind, but then you're going forward. So those of you who are on the train, the higher brain looking, it gets shaking like that. Nothing serious is that. Because all you're waiting for is for CDC to do something, they do the same thing.
Fourth mentality, they bring to the butt, to the
yeah. Yeah. And the train get bring to the butt too. So, oh God. And when we're talking, you guys about the truth. You just got a bunch of uselessness going on. No vision to move the country forward. No vision to change the landscape. Okay, for those of you CDC who went over and you're bouncing around now, okay, what thing happening now? You're finished doing the groundbreaking now. What? You're live stream now?
Groundbreaking for the homecoming.
Like,
no. You know when you have the homecoming, you think about some high school festival where
homecoming a high school thing. Homecoming is for high schoolers. It's for people then who went to school for the past 20, 50 years. They didn't see each other or they come in. But you're passing around and you know that the whole country is stupid.
Yeah.
Who say they are the best. No wonder Ellen Johnson said he call you damn stupid because both parties have exhibited stupidity to the highest level. When we're talking young invest, but what kind of group of people invest in this kind of thing? So what in here now that benefit or change people's life now? After you're finished doing a groundbreaking, you're not even start being the structure here. You're doing a groundbreaking. You're created this noise and all this foolishness. What in next now? What next? So when we say this thing, you don't get very well, folks. That's why I agree with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. I agree with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf 100%.
But now that Ellen was just reciting the data. We are second in the war. We are the vice president for all the stupid people on the planet. That's the Nepal. Even Nepal people exhibited that they are smarter than all. That made all the question the data because why they did their country recently. So I think like
maybe when a new data is released, we'll come to the point and because finally Nepal took action in letting go the corrupt government. We are the deputy stupid people on earth. We Liberians, we are the deputy. All the stupid people on the earth, we the vice president for them. You know? Oh, now what the data say?
It could potentially be the number one because if Nepal can make a better decision than us in terms of their governance or their governance structure, then it means by the time they do the refresh on that particular listing in terms of the measuring of IQ, then Liberia will be number one. So we are not only we are some of the hungriest, according to the same data, that we're one of the hungriest countries in the world. And I know that you cannot think your brain capacity to operate under hunger is extremely difficult. So you even have impact on your intelligence.
Mom, you're not double trouble with him. Imagine you hungry, then you stupid. That double dose, that double trouble with him. So at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, folks, that's where we are. But let's get into some of the nitty-gritty here because we're seeing Dr. Young. Mom, I want to ask you a maybe on the question. Does that mean we in the diaspora we're not good to serving any capacity in Liberia? And please, before we get into that question, let me say this. I told you earlier that Unity Party is as useless as CDC. The both parties are useless. Let me prove it to you. SPDC fire. CDC fire also the big man for the same agency. You go check the record. NCDC fire him too. I think 2 or 3 years into the tenure.
Yeah, not that they have completed that tenure. It's a 5-year tenure position, but nobody have been able to complete it since the establishment in
CDC fire him.
Yeah.
CDC fire him. The guy who was in charge of Enfield. CDC fire him. You go check the record. CDC fire him. Hey man, folks, let somebody dispute it. So United Party is following the same step. Anything CDC do, they can do it better. CDC steal, they can steal too. Yeah. CDC fire Makosa Fala. He has a phone in too. You remember that fella? Yeah. CDC fire him too.
Yeah, he was fired.
Yeah, he was. I think he had a run in way. What the guy named? The other professor, the other crook, and they carried the what do you mean? It's calling professor or whatever it is. Because anybody can get all the professor tattooed. Now one more year talking about other guy to LRA double jala. Oh, we thought you were integrated men. Who told you any people that integrated people? Integrated people are people who stay away from people who are questionable character. Then we know you get integrated. How can double jala be rolling with Joseph Boaga and then call him integrated man? Like when I hear talking, oh, and back in the day, double jala, then at the one we used to call the integrated people or whatever, the double jala look like integrated men. I can steal, I can smoke, I can drink. But everywhere you see criminal, then you see me. Then you tell me say I get integrated. You mad? You mad? Everywhere you see the criminal, then conglomerate a part of them. I serving all the criminal government or around all the criminal then. Like Joseph Boaga, you're calling. Oh, you're not calling Joseph Boaga integrated. I'm calling or how do you call him state man? They ain't calling Joseph Boaga state man.
Yeah, the integrity icon.
They ain't calling him state man again. Why are they calling him state man again? Hey, has got a state man again? But let me ask you a question about what he need, Dr. Young. What does that say? Does that mean that the people in the diaspora, they should just forget about coming to Liberia and getting job and just leave it between the Liberian people? Monk, what say you?
Well, I won't say that. Technically, it all depends on the leadership. For people, they got their own way of determining who become a better leader. For me, I said it from day one. There is no way in the world I can support Joseph Boaga president or Georgia. They can't even be an option for me on my list when it comes to leadership. And every country in the world look up to the diaspora. The diaspora, they look at people that work in other institutions worldwide. They got experience, they travel, they're supposed to know better. I'm not saying that people back home cannot know better, but exposure is a whole different thing. When you live in industrialized country, you travel across the world, you work in professional organizations, it gives you a whole lot of advantages as opposed to someone who just working in Liberia that never travel. And the problem is the result we have been getting in the kind of administration. You bring corrupt people from overseas, even if there are few of them, people will start blanketing them, their action, their decision, and looking at what they do in the country, especially when you come from overseas. Matter of fact, the expectation for you is even much higher. So when you go over there, you got to behave in a much better way as opposed to some. I'm not saying I'm giving the people on ground license to steal, but when you come from overseas, when you come from a professional environment like in America, people expect you to come with a certain level of integrity and professionalism. And that's why from my own investigation, I noticed that this got carried on. Because the one thing you will learn in any professional working environment, they call it CYA, cover your ASS. I don't want to pronounce that word. The reason being, because when you work in a corporation or any professional entity, they got people there who try to undermine you. And the only way you will survive is to make sure you are following rules, you are following processes, you got your evidences. Anything that you do, you document it. And that's exactly what he did to the Joseph Boaga administration. So it's looking like the firing is more of a political and trouble than about performances. Because this guy, when he can show his sources that the institute now is recognized in the sub-region, they give them certain accreditation for the work they have done. Yeah, I think what they call the other one, the ECOWAS Africa CDC, the Center for Disease Control, the Africa branch, they recognized them recently under his tenure. The ECOWAS giving them the thumbs up. So you cannot say performance is the issue here because of the 11 counts that they brought against him. He called them political conspiracy. They are baseless, they are vague, they are incoherent because they themselves cannot get proof, and he didn't want to get proof. He gave exhibit, he gave receipt, he gave letters from the from the HR department. So it makes it absolutely impossible for this president and his administration to make the case against the director general of the health institution because it seems like he got more proof and more evidence. One of the charges they brought against of the 11 count that he was traveling without the approval or giving an update about his travel. The man said about all the trips that I made, even the HR, they were elected. I sent an email. Matter of fact, my trip were financed by other international organizations under the same umbrella. So how can you make the case? And here's the funny thing. Rather than During a thorough investigation, his firing was immediate. In any serious country, a lawmaker will step in and say, you know what, we need an independent review. But it will not happen in Liberia because we all know it's all about jobs, it's about travel. And guess what? I think the deputy now who's will be taking over, she said, another people say, okay, so you're Lofian too. Maybe that's why they're doing it, because for a board with a unanimous consent, almost 9-1, to come against this man who happens to be a professional man, to just say they are voting, and all the count, they cannot even get specifics. That's where the problem was. This guy was able to debunk all 11 counts one by one with evidence, with appendix, with document, with email, with receipt. How can you make the case against this man? But there was one thing that he said that I really found interesting. When you look at the letter that he wrote, he said, therefore, Mr. President, I ardently plead that you kindly review the document attached as evidence supporting my responses to the board. Mr. President, I only wish to serve my country with transparency, accountability, sincerity, and integrity. Without these qualities, systemic failure may occur, reflecting poorly on your administration. So he just told the president, I came here to do my best, but it seems that you are also as corrupt as the people who are fighting against me. But this firing will reflect negatively on your administration. That was his closing statement, Steve.
No, but how do you react?
Well, for me, I think the way you think, or maybe the way you say it, I would not want to agree with you with that, because or maybe some of you or the spiritual Liberians from that end, maybe you people have problems. Even though myself, I have issues with some of you. Like for example, if some of you who are well trained, well educated, well experienced, and so forth, and when you come down and you're down in one with the same system, I have issue with you people for that very long time. I've been saying that on the radio. But to the issues, yeah, for me, I've been crying inside because I've been feeling so hurt inside because of the kind of thing that happened to Dr. Yan, because I was expecting the first. If I go places, I always tell people that I think the best thing the president should have done was to tell him to resign. That would be better, because if you just dismiss that kind of person in that foreign manner, even no matter how you want to put it, you spoil his CV. You damage him for life. Even whether you like it or not, you damage the man. And the man coming down to serve his country, maybe like yesterday I was stated, sometimes it's not forced for you to work in this or in Liberian governance system, because our governance system is terrible. Thank God to the GSC for even revealing some of the things that have been happening. So you're not forced, but our people all they think that the only way that they can make free money is to work in Liberian government. And by the time they work in our governance system, they get free money, they get free access, their whole life, everything about it is free. So because of freedom today, he's getting what he got. So for me, I think I will not shift the blame on you people on our side.
Yeah, but wait.
I want to read a particular paragraph. It's not even that long, maybe 3 or 4 lines, right?
Yeah.
That was a direct implication of the president, that it was cooked up, that it was political. This is what he said. Listen. He said, however, based on my review of the board's action and resolution, I would say that the board written to me directly with this concern, instead of relying on the president's intervention, I would have provided a response supported by evidences to clarify any concern. Nevertheless, since they have reached your desk, I'm obliged to respond to the board's allegation, which are broad, vague, lack specific, lack evident, and functionally inaccurate. So what he was saying here is, the institution is governed. It's an act that was created that institution. They have their own internal rules that regulate them. So if the board had any problem, being the director general, they would have reached to him, whether they wanted evidences, whether they wanted proof of anything. Why they needed the president's intervention? How do you skip over the board and the rules that govern the institute and going directly to the president? That's what made the whole thing stinks. That's what make it political. Because they couldn't find a reason to get this guy. It seemed like they were just cooking up. It almost like we identify the man first, then we go and find the crime that he committed. Rather than identifying the crime and see who committed the crime, they did it in reverse. And that's exactly what he said, that it will reflect negatively on the administration. And you can just see it. Anyone with a functioning brain just know that it was cooked up, because this guy is not some amateur. Like what I keep telling folks, when you work in a professional environment, you become a professional, not only from the title, but the way how you operate. And that's exactly what he said. We're an institution. We got rules, we got regulations, we got both. If anything that was of concern, why you didn't reach out to me? Why you running straight to the president? Because they knew what they went to the president for. They wanted him out. It was cooked up. It's total conspiracy. That's all I can say for now.
Well, Monk, let me say this first of all. Let me maintain my position. I said the other time. I said it's sweet for Dr. Young. I still maintain that position. Let me say this to all the professionals that were listening to me. You can choose to do it or not. Do not take any appointed position from a corrupt leader. Let me say it again. Joseph Boakai, by all indication, is corrupt. George Weah is corrupt. Do not waste your time working for them. They will put you out, especially when you exhibit any form of transparency and accountability. They don't want that. These guys are not interested in serious-minded people. They are not interested in professionals. Don't waste your time and don't tarnish your reputation. Don't put that on your record. Imagine corrupt Joseph Boakai signing your signature, signing for you to be fired. Just imagine that. Imagine Joseph Boakai, who is reckless, unable to follow the rules of the country, has violated almost all the rules of the country, telling you, say, you're not following rules, so you're following. Just imagine that. Just imagine that. So it's sweet for Dr. Young.
You know the funny thing, Steve, you know the funniest thing in the whole saga? When you read the 11 counts that were leveled against him, whether it's the lack of pre-decisional involvement, interagency coordination, lack of coordination between the agency and the Ministry of Health, how non-adherence to the board-related tenants, traveling without their knowledge. It sounded almost like Joseph Boakai under you put Mr. Nyan in it. Because all these crime, all these how do you call it, allegations that were brought against him, almost like the same that the president carry on a daily basis. Like most of the foreign trips he made, like you finance in those trips, and there is nothing to show for this trip. Even though Mr. Nyan's trip, they are financed, and he got his receipt by international organizations. Because this man's an international man when it comes to health and infectious diseases, when it comes to virus outbreak. So people pay for his trip. Maybe he go there to give his expertise. He goes there.
But the men are scientists.
The men are scientists. To you. So the men say, all my trips are financed. How do you even make the case against that man traveling randomly when his trips are financed, not coming from your pocket? But then the joker who control the whole country that travel at your expense can show nothing for it, and all of a sudden you want to get rid of this guy. But I think you said it all. Mr. Nyan, you were just unfortunate in this instance.
Well, like I said, Monk, I will stand by what I said, and I believe that 100%. Don't waste your time to work in any corrupt government. It will be high, especially if you're a professional. There are certain they will do everything they can to boot you out.
Oh yes, indeed.
They will do everything they can to conglomerate.
Especially when you are not, Steve. Especially when you're not downing and whining with them. When you are not singing to the political tune, because they want you. For example, if they, for example, maybe what happened today with the CDC. They want you to comment or to post to discredit whatsoever thing that happened today, and you refuse to comment or maybe to post. They will have issues against you. Look at the kind of see the kind of country that we have today.
Stay here and work. Stay here and work. Like, bro, when I'm born, Librarians will not die. The day Librarians decide to elect serious minded leader, and that serious minded leader offer you a position, then maybe you can go in that environment. Do not waste your time. Bunch of chameleons, bunch of cheaters. Those small puppets there.
The multi-bands and Talatan.
Multi-bands and those popular razas, they are there. They will remove you. You're laughing.
No highness.
But that's the fact. Steve, to even get that data out, let me be frank. Even Joseph Boakai can dismiss anyone that he want to. Because even this government, there are a lot of nepotism that people are already talking about. That this government, in fact, having one of the highest, in fact, they are the highest nepotism, because having sons and daughters coming from local country, but anyway, that's not the issue for now. But Mark or Steve, even to remove the dad or the daughter and replace him with someone from the same bowl. Look, there where I understand that all of these things are just political, I don't know what you may call it, chalaban or.
But like why you call it? He call it a political conspiracy. He knows that. He's not a fool. He know what's up. He know what was going on. He know that all these allegations were just cooked up to get him out. That's why he said it will reflect negatively. Because look, remember when you work with international institutions, that certain level of integrity you must maintain, or that you are exhibited for them to even accredit you. For that man to leave his job to come to Liberia because of politics, that's the thing. The one that's all replacing is a Lofian too. I didn't know that until I think what Emmerich or someone that posted. I said, "Oh, now I seen it," because even the way how they vote, they both voted. Look, when you have a board members of 10, no matter how bad that leader can be, I think you will get 3 or 4. You know, they both vote, they are not always even. Maybe it will be 4 to 6. But you're talking about 9 to 1.
Mark.
The number alone, if you are really smart, you can tell the way, the pattern of their vote, it tells you exactly it was a conspiracy. 9 to 1? Are you kidding me?
And when you go back to that young response, Mark and Steve, he said that even the board have a series of meetings on to him. Can you imagine though? The same board that also accusing that they may or quote unquote you're not working according maybe you're not working with them or so forth. But the same that also accusing the board of having series of meetings, without his consent. So I don't know.
That's why I say it.
That will really choose to live.
That's why I say to call all matter sure is sweet for him. Baby, so I noticed that your conglomerate, we gotta go. Before you come out with your stuff, we gotta go. First of all, say I ain't able to say that,
or resign. Hey, Steve, I think that message, my brother.
I ain't able to say that. I don't even, and some of these guys do a sweet for them. They don't listen to people. They do the party affiliation. Someone who are playing safe or whatever it is. That they know better. They know better. Also, we are level internationally, and I don't let Joseph Boaga and play me.
Steve, let me tell you something. One thing I noticed, right? When you come from overseas, some of these people who work in the government, right? When they go to these broken institutions, they try to resuscitate the institution when they have done the work, wherein they created a condition where they will get grant and financing coming. When the other group noticed that money will be coming based on the work that particular leader have done over there, right? Do you know that they will try to undermine you? And it been happening in lots of institutions over there. You know that wherein you go over there, you put things in place like getting international help, grant coming here and there. Money
exactly, money will fight you.
The next thing they want to get you out so that the corrupt people can start being the beneficiary of the
because
work.
They want to get their cut. Even with the GSC report about our own domestic affair or domestic debt and so forth, right? There are people there at the Ministry of Finance who quote they want to get caught. If they're 5%, 10%, or what kind of a percentage, they want to get that caught. So if like, for example, if you can get in that caught, I think I change that company name to another John, maybe John Brown company, so that we can get our caught. See how polluted our country is. You see how terrible our society is. That's why, Mark, thank God that all of you now are grabbing some of these things. Because for me, I keep saying, it's not the leaders. Even though we will blame some of these leaders, especially our presidents, 100% because they are the one on top. And everything will go back to them. But the system is polluted, the system is rotten, and the system is terrible. So that that makes your own name. Let me be frank. Every day when I go home, sometimes when I hear about his name, I feel terrible about him because you know what I mean to become a scientist. Then people damage you in that form manner. Even for the person they know. This man, I will not want to even dismiss the man because of the name. So let him resign. Simple as that. To save his name. Even if you are carried, maybe if you have issues, maybe he's corrupt, he steal money, he have this, he have that. No problem. Nobody saying that. Maybe he's perfect. But the best thing to do is allow him to resign. Then you take him to the law. Simple.
But don't forget the firing aspect. Let's look at it. The basic portion of the basic aspect of this whole firing, right? You look at a man who's a top scientist and an infectious disease specialist. One of the best we have right now at the current moment. If you can play politics just to get him off the job, then it means you are not even concerned about the health of your own people. Because we're talking about healthcare, that's something that when it comes to implementation, you don't politicize. Even though you can politicize the policy, but we're talking about people who goes on the field to do the job. If you're talking about a scientist, an infectious disease specialist, a virologist, and a man who got it acclaimed international recognition, to just fire him because you want his job, how do you even explain that? So it means you don't even have care, you don't even have time for your own people. You want to jeopardize their health. That's just what it means. Because if something were to break out Liberia now, who's going to coordinate it? I mean, you cannot name 5 or 6 Liberians out there that can make the same case as compared to Dr. John. I don't know about them. Maybe they exist, but I don't know them. I believe he's one of the best that we have right now in that particular area or that particular discipline. But you can get rid of him on politics, then it's a sad thing, my brother.
Well, like I said, it's free for Dr. Young. I don't care that John Palmer waits on John Rest. We're only pointing some of these things out so that other people can learn from it. But truly speaking, I don't care. It's sweet for him. Yep, that's my position on it, and I stand by it. It's sweet for him. He should know better. He should have known better. All of these guys out there that were complacent with Joseph Boakai there. None of them ever spoke against Joseph Boakai because all of them were adding some kind of political job or whatever it is. Like who tussle and tussle. None of them. None of them ever muster the courage.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All of them play quote unquote politics or whatever. So it's sweet for them. You think I worry about that? You think I come and sit down on the show and say, oh, the way they treated that. It's not wrong. It's sweet. Joseph Boakai get ready to fire him. In fact, maybe they need to forward him for all the allegations they get against him. Let them forward him to GAC. Let them order him and maybe put some criminal charges on him too. Yeah. Oh, because if you put any kind of big allegations on him, man, you might as well move it forward. But hey, it's on them. Next time, they will stand for what is right. We're watching all of them. You'll be passing around. When you're in the diaspora, you don't speak against. And you can be playing safe because you want a job, because you want for them to call you. Little, that means it will say my boyfriend to the criminal there. I will call them out 24/7. I don't care. I don't want no favor from nobody in Liberia. No, I don't. I don't need favor from you. So if you behave criminally, I will call you criminal. You won't get this. I don't worry about that. And that one not important to me. Your time will finish anyway. Go ahead, Amok.
And you just made an important point. You got people who came out here, did better for themselves. They increased their status, or they get to the overall better themselves professionally. And you got job here, you are acclaimed internationally. The whole idea of always going back and I want to serve. Okay, yes, we know serving is a good thing, but no honor who you are serving. You gotta draw the line. Matter of fact, you're not hungry. You're getting paid. You are an infectious disease specialist. You get paid, my brother. You can sustain your life. I don't know if anyone will exhibit integrity should be the people from overseas with job, because you are not under any pressure. I can understand where people back there. You got limited job, so they got to case, the ASS. But for you overseas, you call yourself a professional person. You've been in the country for almost 15, 20, 25 years. You went to school here. You can go anywhere with your resume and somebody's going to hire you. Why you should be the one always compromising just for the sake of job? It's something I cannot understand. But you know what? Like I said, it's the instant path to getting wealth. They think they can get wealthy overnight. That's why they will leave that job here. That's the primary driver that we can go, because the system is broken. We can steal up to $500,000, and it will cover up for my 20 years I've been working, because we get paid based on the contribution we made to the job or in any professional organization. It's all about your how they call it, the advantages you bring to the table before you can be rewarded in the corporate. So the reward you are being paid with is based on how much you contribute, or the kind of ideas you can come up with. But in the case of Liberia, let's just assume or grant come, you can stay there and walk away. So the reason they will leave their jobs here, most of them, I'm not saying that in the case of Mr. Nyan, some people who went over there generally to come to be, they want to help the country. They believe that expertise provided them that platform to go and help the country. But in most cases, the vast majority of them, they intend they went back way is to go and steal and become multi-millionaires overnight. That is the number one reason they will leave their job here and be running over there. No matter which job you give them here, they still want to go back to Liberia in the name of working. That's just why it is.
Indeed, Mark, still quickly, let me just add out to Mark. Mark, I think it's just knew everything. That's why you see today this country is moving nowhere. Or in fact, we are going nowhere, because if we have people like our diaspora Liberians who quote-unquote they think that they know better life, they know all of the happening outside there, they know the terrible lives, and so forth, and they want to contribute to their country. Instead of them working or maybe doing business or trying to invest different way, they want to work in government. In fact, you will even see them on the social media insulting people just because you are standing up for the truth. So, Monk, yes, they want to get rich. Nothing else, my dear brother. They want to get rich. They want to live the free life. They want to get everything free of charge. That's why you see them going from place to place, from political party to another political party, running from another country to another country, coming back home. They're thinking that when they come back home, they will get rich and they will get free money. They will get everything free of charge. They will insult, they will row on our people, and they will do anything that they want to do. So yeah, Mo, you're quite correct.
Well, my only concern now is the GSC report is out now. Is the government going to follow any kind of prosecution for everybody that's mentioned in there? Or are they going to pick a certain people and leave a certain people? Because we've seen it zooming on Finabono daughter. Is this going to be another noise again for the next few days and then we'll forget about it? Because where is the 12 case? How far is it gone? The asset recovery team, where are they? What's going on with them? Almost 2 years now. What's really going on? Maybe Melbourne in the country can. But Melbourne, where your asset recovery team? Samuel 12 case. The Samuel 12 case. Where are we, my man?
Well, so again, thank you. These are questions that have been in the mind of so many Liberians as to where are we when it comes to the issue of the asset recovery team. I think for the past either few months or few days or few weeks, they have been dormant. They have been quiet and nothing coming from their end. No update, nothing. Nobody has been jailed for almost 2 years now. Since the entire asset recovery, since the government came to being, nobody has been jailed for the issue of corruption and so forth. Yeah, so when it comes to the asset recovery team, I think they are dead. I will just say this because no information, nothing coming from them anymore. So they are dead and there's no information coming from them. But when it goes to the issue of the newly GSC report that had to mention one Anita group of company, I don't want us to accuse anybody, which of course we don't have evidence to say this person, but we can talk about the GSC reports and talk about the name of the company, but to say this person or John Brown, then I don't think maybe we'll be doing well for the public because if we don't do, that means we'll be like making the entire GSC, because the entire GSC report have part 1, part 2, up to part 3. So if you go through it, you will notice that there are so many things in a GSC report. So we'll just come up with some kind of name, then we'll jeopardize the entire GSC report, maybe on that level. So for me, I don't want to go with people names, accusing people or so forth, but we can talk about the company, whether it's true, whether the companies are real or not. These are concerns that Liberians have been raising. So far so good, my brother. Yes, the asset recovery team is dead.
Oh, okay. Mom, any information about the asset recovery team?
Nothing. I know they call it the chief. I know Edward Clark Martin. Maybe we need to call him and ask him, because as far as I'm concerned, the first time when the Joseph Boakai administration announced the whole asset recovery team, we laugh on this show. Matter of fact, I think we talk about it extensively. That is mostly done in the court, and you got to put certain system in place to engage, to even consider the idea of asset recovery, because we know it's a very tedious process. You got to go to banks, you got to trace people financial transaction, you got to go code, the code got to give you some mandate, and you got to. I mean, the process is complicated. So when they announced it from the beginning, I said, no, this government, they just want to create the impression that they are doing something because they know the average man in Liberia is going to fall for it. The people are telling you that the criminal code C or whatever it is, they were already backlogged. And in order to be effective, they had to establish another criminal code. And they can't even establish the code. If you cannot establish a criminal code, then how do you go about recovering assets? So it means that's something they were never interested in, but you know the euphoria you get from the election, you got to throw the red meat out there to your supporter and your bait that you are getting the work done, just to create an impression that you're working, but you know that in the long term, you have no interest. It's the same old thing. Like I said, the GAC had almost like 90-some reports that were already done, that were lying on the deck. I think they just published it. I don't think that's something they just engaged into. It been there and they just published it. So for me, it was mostly about the timing and what triggered this release, because it been conducted that since 1980 to 2024, that in the space of what, 30 or 44 years, 44 to 45 years. So I don't know. The only thing I never enjoyed about the report, or I didn't highlight, I think they should have broken it down by administration, because Bwaka was there for 12 years too before he became president again as number 2 in command. So if you're telling me that 770 or 706 billion dollar got missing, what it spent for 40 years, they should have broken it down into administration. They want to happen on Samuel Doe, maybe catalog they want to happen on Madam Salif, and then catalog they want to happen on Georgia. Because when you cherry picking and highlighting name, why you got a whole list? We read some of them yesterday. Why you want to highlight the Anita? Because they know the Anita was political. It's linked to Fina Bono. That's why they highlighted it, number 5 and number 6 on the list, because I think they did it alphabetically. When you look at the list, okay, I understand when you do it alphabetically, then A will be at the top. But the problem is it was highlighted, you know, that they only want to zoom on of everything that was done. They only want to zoom on Anita because I wanted to identify it easily. So it was more about politics. That's why everything like bro is about politics between Unity Party and CDC. They could care less about the country's fate, about the country's future. Anything you do in like bro, even when it's groundbreaking things, Steve, what do you think is horrible? If you look at it, what groundbreaking, let me just regret a little bit. There was a kid that had been in court since the day of Georgia when Bwaga wasn't even in power, right? And if you say CDC is an institution, even if you demolish their headquarters as an institution, they will still build a new one. So it's nothing new. They will do it either, no matter who is in power. If whether Comey was in power or Taiwan government in power, and you demolish CDC and you disbanded that property, right? They will still go and build a new headquarters. But guess what? The reason you see all the theatrics, because they interpret it as being political. It's a tit for tat between CDC and Unity Party. So everything that happened on a daily basis in the Republic of Liberia is only seen through the lenses of CDC and Unity Party. That's why whether it's asset recovery, whether it's about MAPO exercise, or whether it's about business loan, whether it's about contract, everything is only seen through the lenses of CDC and Unity Party, and they must politicize it at any means possible. So that's just what happened, my brother, nothing else. They're not going to put no one in jail. Nobody's going to go to court. Property won't be confiscated. But guess what? At least Joseph Bagashi will create this illusion that he's working and he promised to do what he's doing right now. But don't expect to see anyone in court. It's just for the show. It's just for the theatrics. Nothing more than that.
So then is worthless. So even poor people need out there, or company out there, to even have to chase people to come out, because if nothing is going to be done, what is the purpose? What is the, you know, I mean, no end in sight in this thing. So Melbourne, it's up to you. Maybe we can take some calls and then hopefully we can start winding down.
Well, thank you. So let's see our best to go to the line to interact with our listeners. Let me see our best to get our first caller, David King. David, good evening.
Yeah, my brother, good evening. And let me say good evening to your guys.
Yeah, go ahead, David.
Yeah, let me pass you quickly with our groundbreaking ceremony. You guys asked question, where in the world we go to such a thing? It is in Liberia. It is in Liberia. We carry this party. And if a sitting leader will say, I will erase a political party called CDC, and he went on by breaking our headquarters, a deputy director general of LPS put on the rubble and said, mission accomplished. We are saying, mission is not accomplished, but we are about to build a modern headquarters in record time. Now, so the issue of the web president, you know, that old man, he he just came here to damage himself. Everybody that followed Joseph Boaga, they will go down with Joseph Boaga. Not for good reason, for the wrong reason. People say, yeah, you work for reputable institution in America there. You work at the CDC. You work there. You will come to Liberia and come work for Joseph Boaga, who does not understand anything concerning government, who is a serious travelist, and he will go and take a niche and pour in your face in the name of both taking decisions. So you destroy yourself because you are not suspended, you did not resign, you are dismissed, so you destroy your professional career beyond Joseph Boaga. Like what I said, all of you are following Boaga. They will go down in history the wrong way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. Can you keep your calls coming to 0770-203-125? That's the number for you to call this evening to be part of the SKTV show right here on Truth FM 96.1. Today, Saturday, keep your calls coming 0770-203-125. Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Emmanuel is my name on this too. Let me say a big thanks to my partisan and also to the political leader of the Mother Congress of Democratic Change for the groundbreaking. No matter how people criticize the Congress of Democratic Change, and we really supreme and we can't to live enough to take step out and cover this country at the right way. We have made the information ministry order in my and purpose information. Thank you for the time.
Thank you so much to this caller. Good evening.
How are you, my brother?
I'm okay. Thank God for life. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm calling for phone.
Yeah, go ahead, my brother.
I think we're talking on discussion. I also think where I'm going to enter Golan history. You know, when we Golan history, somebody that was 12 past official that was fire. The Golan is fire about session was on them by the US.
But the man has been fired in session almost.
No, being fired in session by the US.
Now I say almost. I'm not saying it's the same, but I'm saying almost because even if you have been fired, hello, if you have been fired, also you have tinted. Okay, go ahead. So what's your point now? Go ahead. So you support for the president to fire? Okay. Now keep your calls coming 0770-203-125. That's the number to call this evening to be part of the SKTV show. Indeed, have a say. Yes, indeed, we have to agree and disagree. That's the best way of life. Let me see. I think the WhatsApp number is supposed to be beneath the line here. Okay, good. So you can place your calls. Those of you also who are following us on the internet, you are also placing your calls right there on the WhatsApp. Hello to this caller. Good evening. Yeah. Oh, yes. All right. Thank you so much to this caller. Good evening.
Good evening, Megon. My name is Kim Akomewe. I joined the conversation from my resident, GSA Joshua.
Good. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead, my brother.
I want to stress on two things. One has to do with the groundbreaking of the
CDC
Monday Conquest today. That groundbreaking, not just an ordinary, but it's a clear message to these guys. And I believe before this month come to an end, the concentrated meeting they will be having will not be about party settlement unless they will be so that much on the negative to go in a direction. But if they think they mean well for Liberia and for themselves, they will know when and how to continue. To conclude on the other aspect of the health minister, these were the same guys that people think they were the best people. And at the end result, it was good. Let them come in Liberia to see their entire potential that they have learned on that side. Let them expose it in their own ways. That is the time people credit them. You know, they can do the best of all in the whole world, but when you enter Liberia, it's a different scenario. They will bury their own character. They will make sure because of what? Dollars, passing that they have never obtained, but it comes in double. And they're not taking it in systematic procedure. They will go down the drain, and they will judge their children and their threats. Thank you.
Thank you. I think you make a salient point, systematic. Today's caller, good evening. Yes, my brother. Okay, thank God for life. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah. I just want to say thank you very much and thank you more. And if in serious, you see, just from the marathon, form in a positive way, but Labrador has a fifth man, Labrador is in the voting, we have a fifth man. Just for this country, seriously. You guys over there, they are managing for us to bring telling us that we should not put the two parties in power. Oh, so you guys are still controlling this country. The majority of this country has the election of, of this parliament, putting this country in the problem, serious problem. So I just want to urge them seriously that they should continue talking for us, still more than order to continue talking for us in this country here. Continue and use the party really like continue to support. The new generation are coming. Then let's come on to the scientists. Yeah.
Yes.
This man is a scientist. He left from citizens of the disease control to come and rebound the sector in this country. But my project for you never think. Well, keep on saying that if you're not doing good, I'll take it from there. And why the president is great. And why not leadership here.
So that made a man not doing well. Are you maybe assuming or maybe thinking that because of the poor performance or maybe of Dr. Young, that's why the president had to root him out?
The president came up with a kind of decision. Understand? So the you don't even though you just never no prayer with us, just go by in America and go by the citizens away. And even if he doesn't go back, another group around the world will really employ him.
All right, thank you. To go back to the US, they will ask you so many questions though. It's very vocabulary at this point. But to this caller, good evening.
Good evening, Maple. How you doing?
I'm okay, my dear brother. Go ahead. Your name and from where you join us.
Jason Kelly, call you from Police Academy this evening.
Go ahead, my brother.
Thank you. I must comment you are actually involving journalistically. You are trying your possible best compared to the first time, when you embrace the radio. Now you are actually doing
Thank you.
An exceptional job.
It can be easy, my brother, but God.
Hello. You see, CDC, we must commend them. I think they have party hair color today. But then I believe that area does not represent them at all as one of the strongest opposition political party in the country.
They play small.
They play small, very good. They play small. It was premature pronouncement by the former president. So CDC had no other alternative. It's just to live up to what he said. So they were just coerced to go and force themselves in that area. Well, if it was me and it could have good advisor, at least they could have little and no job pay in enough for bigger space that will accommodate lot there. But that place doesn't represent it at all, actually. Thank you so much for the show.
Thank you, my dear brother, for your point, for also being part of the show here this evening. Keep your calls coming. We'll take a few more calls. Then we cross over. The WhatsApp line is also there. Indeed, we're here today. Today is Saturday, the 18th of October. So many things happening, so many things to talk about. The CDC groundbreaking, the president is missing that, in fact, the dismissal of our doctor or our scientists, you will see. To this WhatsApp caller. Good evening.
Hey, good evening.
Yes, my dear. How you doing? Your name and from where you join us?
Oh, my name is Gabriel Jagan, calling from Ohio.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining us, and go ahead, my brother.
You see, what CDC did today was a lesson to Joseph Boakai. Boakai is behaving in Liberia like Idi Amin Dada. You feel that Liberia belongs to him. Boakai need to be taught a lesson. The old man is a complete dictator and a serious criminal. And the only way to get that man out is to use the most popular party in the country to get him out. Boakai is bringing what happened our past, he's bringing our past back. Boakai is a serious dictator. If we don't do that, if the political party don't get together to get Boakai out, Liberia will go into a serious problem.
Wow.
He's a serious dictator. He will be careful. He will cause problem in that country. That man is already in a grave. He's stealing the country money, doing all kind of nonsense, and he think that Liberians they get feelings. You understand?
Well,
so what he did today is a sign. It's a sign to tell him, Boakai, Liberia don't belong to you. Boakai is the supreme, is the chief justice. Boakai is the speaker. Boakai is the.
Hello.
So that's a good thing CDC did today. I applaud them, congratulations, and I will wholly support them for what they did today.
Then let's move to Dr. Yam. You have anything to say about that? Okay, I think go off. Maybe you don't want to talk about the CDC. Okay, there are a lot of calls coming from the WhatsApp line. To this caller, good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
Yes, my dear, good evening. Go ahead, your name and from where you join us.
Oh, I'm Victor, calling from Australia.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead.
Okay. So I have a problem with the doctor that was fired. I have a problem. I have a lot of problem with it. The fact that you're gonna fire this guy and people that sat on the committee board to make that decision, and you're appointing someone from that same board, you're just creating a toxic environment. You undermine the guy, remove him from there, and you appointed somebody on the same board that is most likely related to you. That's a problem. That's a problem. You're creating a very toxic environment. That's what's going on.
Well, thank you. You are right, 100%. That I think yes, you cannot fire the hair and appoint the hair with someone who been recommending or who been talking behind the scene. Hello, to this caller. Good evening. Yes, go ahead, my brother.
I love to commend the CDC, at least for starting with the groundbreaking for the new headquarters. But there's something wrong with my who had the second piece. I hope that now they have the technical drawing for that building to submit to the Ministry of Public Works so that they have construction plan.
You got problem. They won't be public works in the people building and lay place. Okay, in case the people they want to build flower, let's just say that way, or zero. No, hello, my young man. Then move back to what the people want to do. Even maybe when we here today, I be in my house, and I don't even know public work. Nobody come to me. How can you want for political party people to go and inform public work that in fact they will be building maybe 2 or 3 bedroom walls in their compound?
You're telling me or you get permit from government when there's a law. So usually.
Which law now? Because the law is there, I agree with you, but the same people that are supposed to be educating the people, that's supposed to be informing the people, that's supposed to be talking to the people, the callers speak from the people. So what do you expect the people to go? Or what do you want the people to do?
I'm just telling you that it's a precedent. It is the law since 1947. Now they have a new act now. Before the zone was zoning now it's the zoning act of Liberia. The thing is just simple. Present your blueprint. They are good for it. I don't want that.
How you don't have any kind of political tune, or you are really straight with what you say. If you have political tune, well, then no problem.
There's no political tune about it.
Okay.
So I'm not speaking about honestly. I'm saying, I'm just saying, so the man call that confusion here. It's just simple. You know, once you want to realize, we feel our people on the law, but the layman can go under the law. That's a power get. Because it's a politician threat. It's a presidential and candidate game of good, scar-free.
All right. Thank you, my dear brother. They will present. Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, how are you today?
The country trustee. I'm okay, my brother. Go ahead.
Okay, this is Mamu Sefu. I'm calling you from Brownsville.
Yes, go ahead, my dear brother.
Okay. You know, I just want to commend the CDC for their work today, having a groundbreaking ceremony. And I see people say the place is small. I think, but biblically, they say, I think it is even small, but alone the law is into it.
You can make a little right.
Yeah, so I think that is something. If every political party here can do what CDC has been doing, CDC is doing, it's okay. Because I do know from history, there are only two political parties I know that they have assets, and that is the Tory Party and the National Patriotic Party. These are just the two parties. Now, if CDC is doing that, then that would be the third party. Even the ruling party doesn't have its own assets also.
Indeed.
So that is something very good. My own take onto it, and another thing I would like to say, look, let them make that particular entire groundbreaking and owning of that property to be something that, let them make it. I know CDC, they know that if there's something that is to be public, they will make it public. Let it be made known to the constituent of
CDC.
Exactly.
Publish it. Make sure that all the documents are all outside. Let the people have it.
Everybody should have access to it, because anybody can move any point in time. Another set of people will come, but as long as for the party is not being owned by any other person. So that is just my take onto it. Then the second thing that has to do with Dr. Christian.
Yeah, man.
You know, one of the callers stated something. Whatever you learn, you didn't come to America, you didn't come to Liberia. It's a very different ball game. So he came here, he came to contribute. You see that the two of them, that is he and the deputy for administration, they were the two that were dismissed. If you listen to your sister radio station, or that is the True Breakfast Show in the morning, one of your colleagues there is always talking about the reinstatement of Dr. Adam. Why have they not been able to reinstate? There was something.
In fact, there were a lot of tussle between them. Even I think at a certain point where you had to handle one other person was suspended or so forth for cars and so forth.
They are giving them the benefit of the doubt to resolve it. It cannot be resolved. You cannot move one person and leave the other person is there. They all have their issue. That is, this is wrong, this is right. This is wrong, this is right. The president did not put them there to go to this is wrong, this is right. They are there to go and deliver and to do the people's work. To avoid everything and to avoid the issue of biases, let the two of them let them go, and then that's how the board decided. The two of them let them go, then an interim, and then the board will now go again to do another vetting to nominate another person. But in the meantime, this person should be acting. So many people do have those historicity about it.
So why the president? Okay, so my dear brother, so why our president could not, or maybe easily call them and say, gentlemen, you have to resign because we have to save your face. Because I come in because for you to dismiss someone, look, they have serious problem or maybe implications. so many things attached to that than for the president to resign. When the president resigns, it's much easier than for you to, or maybe for them to be dismissed.
Okay, so here is it. Do you know that even right after the dismissal letter came out, do you know that he responded to it?
Yes, I saw that. I saw that.
So they tell you, probably I'm not there, you myself, you are not there. What makes you think that probably they have been called and then told, and one person decide or all two decide to hold on to what they do, believing that it is right and the other one is wrong.
That one, you're right. Thank you, my dear brother. You're right. We gotta go. Mark, thank you. I think I'm listening with my brother. You sorry about what you are saying, or if your last statement, you're right, 100%. There are some people sometimes they will say, I will die for my right. So it's they're like me, maybe.
Why I didn't get the last point you were trying to make. You mean concerning the firing of the...
Yes, he was saying that maybe it's possible that maybe the president or maybe the other call it the board, maybe they may have reached out to them, tell them that, I mean, at this point, I think the two of you have to resign or leave. Maybe, but they choose not to resign, and more this thing can happen. For me, I know this.
No, but it cannot be the truth, because in the main response, he said if there were any problem, they both should have they had the option of reaching to him first before going as far as the president, because they have their own internal rules and guidelines that govern the institution. It's in his letter, so it means they didn't reach out to him. Like I said, the way in which you vote, the board itself voted, you can tell that it was a cook-up conspiracy. The only thing that caught my attention in this thing is that job is a technical job. It comes with specialized knowledge and hands-on skill, right? We have a broken healthcare system in Liberia. We need all the best we can get in that particular area. Now, we are in an investigation because this man, by law, he was given 48 hours to respond. What make you think the firing was so swift? Now, leadership is all about decision making, right? It's about critical thinking. If Joseph Parker knows that this man is a professional and he knows the man's record on the international stage, the kind of credibility he brought to the institution. Look, sometimes a leader will say, you know what, even though there's a recommendation of the board, let me do some follow investigation. But the manner in which he was fired, that's why I'm telling you, it was cooked up. It's a political conspiracy. It has nothing to do with his technical work. Because maybe if you're a technical man and you're giving some technical problems on the job, I can understand. But when you look at the 11 count, they are more bureaucratic. They're more about the politics, internal ranking. It has nothing to do with the physical or the natural state of a child in terms of his qualification. All right, let's say the man cannot get a job done. He's not qualified. That's a whole different thing. But all the allegations that were carried out against this man, they are not even relating to his day-to-day function on the job in terms of his expertise, his knowledge, what he's doing. No, it was all about, he now interaction, coordination, and non-adherence to board related. I mean, come on now. Tell me something about this man's job. Why make you think he cannot execute the job? Why make you think he's unprofessional? Because they couldn't make that case. That's why the firing was done in the quickest time possible without any follow investigation. So it tells you that they never reached out to him because he complained about that. It was cooked up. It was a political conspiracy. And that's exactly what I believe happened for sure. And the evidences are there. If the president think we are lying, let him do the right thing and call for an independent review. Let's see who was wrong here. But guess what? He fired him immediately. Put a GC woman there. That's why it's all about.
You're right. Because Mark, to just add up to equally before we go home for the day. Because Mark, like for example, if you have issues, because I haven't seen anything that the man is now maybe performing on his job.
No, nothing was job
related. Is poor, they performing because this is it. But all of the accusations is just about the man is not relating to Oh God, yeah. Look,
that's why it's all about. Nothing was technical or relating to his job in terms of his poor performance, in terms of his qualification, if he causing any problem here and there. No, they know they couldn't make that case. So what did they cook up? That's what I'm saying. When someone is making up a crime against you, if he's smart, you can just see it for what it is. Everything was more bureaucratic. He's traveling without our knowledge. But this man trip was paid for. Matter of fact, he elected the HR. He sent an official letter. He got proof. So how can you make the case? No, you cannot argue that. Non-adherence to board-related tenant. Are you serious? For a technical man, is that all you got against him? And the president will act.
And man, a scientist. They make him be quiet anytime.
Yeah.
People, what kind of country is this?
Lack of pre-decisional involvement. What the heck are you talking about?
So,
can you explain that for the average man to understand?
Those of you who can say that in fact that we are against your government, and one of the mistake the government has made.
Another one is the lack of interagency coordination. What the heck that's supposed to mean?
Me, Mabel, who thinking about my technical knowledge every day? What I have to do with people going to places like, for example, Bolivar Palace to go have fun time? What I have to do with that? My entire thing is how to make sure that if, for example, I'm into the technical or space, how to make sure that the people who are benefiting from my technical knowledge have no access. But today for us, I know you can't die in one. You can't give key back. You are not succumbing yourself to these people.
Yeah.
They will do anything against
Once
you.
you're not playing by that corrupt rules and those corrupt practices, no, you're an outsider. Like an outsider, they will ostracize you. That's exactly what they did to that man. It has nothing to do with job-related function, nothing but a professionalism, nothing but a qualification. That just tribal politics in plain sight, disguised as a crime being placed on that man. Like I said,
political. When you damage the man record in the swim, man, you know the party. Or in fact, yeah, my brother, thank you. We gotta go. Thank you all of you, our followers, our listeners, those of you that always follow this broadcast. See you on Monday by the grace of the Almighty God. Even though today, there are a lot of topics and discussion. Said Miata, let me say good evening to you, Robert Fasulu Jackley. Good evening to you, Deepwell Zulu. Good evening to you, Yumuchu Asadu Mensa. Good evening to you. And Ketele Tobogi, yes, good evening to all of you. Indeed, that's the society of ourselves. This thing, those of you who live outside of Liberia, if we not stand up, if we not come together as one group of people, this thing will sell your body. That means it will be ugly on your part. All of the talk now is you people are corrupt. You people are terrible. What kind of country is this? That you want your people to come back home to serve. When they come back home, even if there are issues against them, like Dr. Yan, I think there should be roundtable discussion and let us know exactly for which reason that you are dismissing the man. But again, that's it. The people say, and I want your best. So let me tell all of you today, from the US, from outside of Liberia, that Dobayan is your best. Is one of your best. So if they make a big dismiss, then tell me. If this man can be sacked just like that, then tell me who can be sacked. But again, that's our society. You got to die in one, succumb to the system, be corrupt, bow down to them, worship them practically, then you live your life. Then you be, but that's the fact. Succumb to them, worship them. People who have no dream for the young people, no dream, nothing, no system. They corrupt the system. They break in their own companies, their own businesses. They establish these things so that they can get the country money. Today, thank God for the GSC. Maybe on Monday, by the grace of God, we'll talk about the GSC report. They make it look like, oh, Finabono. No. How sure are you that Anita is Finabono? But because they want to confuse you. Oh, God. Look. They're going to be interesting. Because they want to confuse you. They want to make it look like, okay, it's only one person. So $704 million. Is that small money that one person will waste it? So who have the Turner Bread company that been taking money for October 1, 2010 up to now? Who have that company? But they only call Finabono because they want to brainwash you. They want to confuse you on what they can do. These politicians, wicked group of people that have no fear, no love for our country, nothing. All they come for is how to get rich and fool our people. But thank God that the lawmakers are also confessing Because Okana will tell you people you get angry that we are against. But your lawmakers, they are also confessing. So people, we gotta go, man. We'll be back hopefully on Monday. Thank you to all of you. Yeah. Lasso Kroma, thank you so much for watching. Neural Hooks, thank you so much for watching always. And indeed, you people are the real hero because you get us here basically all of the time through your support, through your, you know, everything that you've been doing for us. We appreciate all of you. So people, but the country, let me be frank, the system is rotten. The system is damaged. Nothing you can easily do. Even you bring John, you know, let me tell you, I know some of you are angry because maybe you do not draw close the quote unquote IUC. Only the kind of person that you can bring in country that will look at things and say, yes, I will stand up. I will close all the loopholes. I said this since time was have numbers. That if our president, this president who of age, if you want the country to move forward, build a system. Even if you don't develop like 100%, no problem. But build a system. When you build a system, you live, people will now develop on the system. As I said about China, Liberia is way older than China. That means someone you don't even know. But today, guess what? We take our citizens from here and send them to China for them to go and go to school. Someone they go there, go to school here and then. But Liberia is way older than China. Liberia. But China was built because they decided to get rid of corruption. And corruption is one of the things that kills society, that brings society to the lowest. Just because few group of people will take the country resources and invest in it, enjoy it, eat everything, travel, go to Ghana, get horses, go to Dubai, buy horses, go to the US, buy horses, care their children, and they live all the best of lives. And we are here now. We handle, you know, we're gonna be yeah, man, that's very interesting. You know, we're gonna be holding do until the people come and collect. So we're always holding the country for them to come and collect. And when they come, guess what? They will educate their children. And their children will come and be more than our children. Because why? Their children already have the contacts. Because they already have the contacts. So they will call all of the people who, you know, when they're in the same cycle and put their children over our children. Again, that's the country. Good night. We'll come here. Some of you want to insult us. You want to hold us. Oh, you follow the political party. If I want to join political party, you will tell me. If I want to join political party. But what will political party do for me? Nothing. Nothing. Zero. But the country that I live in will do better for me than political party. I'm not saying that political party is bad, but the country comes first. Love for country is the first thing. When you ever see the United Party people posting about think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia? When last? Anyway, good night, my people. Good night. We will see all of you on Monday by the grace of the Almighty God. So the politicians, they are the problem. And they are jumping from one place to another place. Yesterday, they crossed over to the United Party. Today, just for the groundbreaking today, there are a lot of politicians today that are already crossing over and that have crossed over today, and many of them will cross over before the year end. We'll see you, man. Good night, people.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Qualified people who willing to sell. The blessing that time and the effort are rest. The project is giving us here and the promise from there. The work with my life without fear.
I live it
Master.
Clever so make you I can't ask it if you been you. Say my journey, Tina can ask my jamo. And you no money, and more I you. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I delay ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do boy ya to money, and I delay ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do boy ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Monserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.